everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella and I make videos all about my university experience and my life. So as you can see, I'm in full exam season mode. I've got the wavy hair, minimal makeup. I mean, we really are getting real with each other today, do you know what I mean? And I thought, because it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week and we are in the middle of exam season for most university students, this week's Let's Get Real topic is exam stress. As you may or may not know, it is currently exam season for most university students and it is Mental Health Awareness Week this week. So I thought I would do a video discussing exam stress and ways to deal with it, how I deal with it, ways to cope, and ways to just try and push through until the end of your deadlines, end of your last exam. As you know, I guide these videos by answering your questions from my Instagram. If you'd like to get involved with next week's Let's Get Real episode, then don't forget to follow me on Instagram. My handle is @ella.houghton. That is where I post all the opportunities to ask questions and interact with me on these videos. Let's just get into the video. So the first question I received was, how do you deal with stress? So the first real time that I experienced really bad exam stress was during my A-level exams. I actually wasn't that stressed for my GCSEs, not sure why. I just didn't seem to be that bothered about them. Not sure why. But my A-level exams, I was very bothered about them. When that was all going on, I remember I had this constant feeling of not feeling good enough, and that every single bit of revision I did just wasn't enough, and it wasn't, I kept feeling like everyone else was doing so much more than me and that everything I was doing was just insignificant. It was just like this crushing weight of how important these exams were really weighed down on me. In some ways that motivated me because it made me want to work harder and want to do well in my exams so that I didn't have that feeling. But equally, it was just absolutely crushing because I felt like I could never do enough revision, so I ended up working ridiculously long hours every single day just to sort of satisfy this horrible feeling I had. But I found ever since my A-level exams, I've actually gotten significantly better at dealing with exam stress. My main thing would be to have a cut-off time. So I, as a rule, rarely ever work past 9 PM unless I've got like a deadline due very soon. So for the most part, I will never ever work past 9 PM. I honestly think self-care is the most important thing, so you need to take time out to look after yourself, always. Next question, how do you keep motivated? Now, this has changed over the years, to be honest. When I was in 6th form, my main motivation was getting into university, to be honest. I just really wanted to go to University of Nottingham. So I've actually recently got into the law of attraction. Never ever used to be. I don't like fully believe in it in the same way a lot of people on here seem to. I don't believe that every single thing, you know, I don't believe that simply by writing my goals down that my goals are going to happen. I absolutely do not believe that. But I do think there is something to be said for physically reminding yourself of your goals every day, because it keeps those goals in your mind and means you're more likely to proactively do things to work towards that goal. And I feel like that applies very much with exams. I actually have, should I show you? Maybe I'll show you. So over here, I've actually not shown this to you guys yet, and I am gonna, after my exams finish, I am gonna show you it, because I just think it's a really good way to plan your life. But right here, I have a board with each of those pieces of paper is a different section of my life, I guess. So for example, I've got one for digital ambassadors, one for YouTube, one for NSTV, one for my degree, one for money. Every single month I'll print those out and I will write some short-term goals on there that will help me get towards my main goal for each of those things. This month I've only been writing in the exam one because I've not been able to focus on much else. Obviously I still have kept up my YouTube, which I'm so thankful I have, because there's been so many times where, as you guys know, that I've just stopped filming when the goings got tough, like exam season. But I've been determined to keep going this time because honestly, these videos are really important to me and they mean a lot to me, so I didn't want to stop. I would basically just say it's really good to physically remind yourself of your goals constantly. How do you deal with exam stress and keep calm on the day? I'm loving this series. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. And my tips for keeping calm on the day of exams would just be to make sure you have everything prepped the night before. So have the clothes you're gonna wear out, have a tidy room, have a chill night the night before. What I would not recommend is cramming to death, because you know, by this point you will have done the work. So yeah, I would say just be really prepared. So the night before, just make sure you have a really chilled night, have a bath, put a face mask on, live your best life. Maybe look over your flashcards just before you go to bed, but I would not recommend cramming. It just really stresses you out the next day. I'd also just make sure that you double check all the times when your exams are. You make sure that you have everything you need for the exam, and like double check on the website or the page you need, email, whatever you need to check. And I would also just check with your friends that are also in the exam to see if they know, just to check. And also I just check in with your friends, see how they're feeling about it. I feel like talking to your friends like for an exam is always just a nice way to sort of gather where everyone else is at. So next question, how do you cope with being burnt out? Also, how do you prevent it? When I was in sixth form taking my A-level exams, during the time, so sort of maybe February time to June, during my exams, I actually experienced a really bad period of anxiety. Just want to clarify, I've never been diagnosed with anxiety, I've never gone to the doctor, so when I say I experienced anxiety, I'm not saying I have anxiety, because I do not know if I have anxiety, because I've never gone and got diagnosed. Like, I always have this like crushing feeling that I'm not doing enough and that I'm not good enough. And I can never ever switch off during exam season, which is not good, you know, especially during my A-level exams. That definitely led to me getting burnt out. I'll insert a picture here of what I actually looked like during my A-level exams. I had really bad tonsillitis and an eye infection and a skin infection around my eye, and I have been journaling every day, just a page a day, about my feelings to do with lockdown and my feelings to do with exam stress, because at the moment, for most university students as well, it's like a double whammy, because you've obviously got COVID-19 stress, which in and of itself is really stressful. Obviously there's COVID-19, so that's really stressful, but also exam season, like we have exam season whilst there is a pandemic. So it's a double whammy. And I just think it's really important to keep checking in with how you are feeling, and in the same way that you would exercise physically to look after your body, you need to do the same with your mind, and you need to get all your feelings out regularly, because otherwise they'll just fester and get worse and worse. Next question, what do you do when you have no exam stress? For example, no motivation, not caring how you're doing it. I don't know about you guys, but it gets to a point with revision and coursework where it's like, I actually don't care how I do, and I don't really care about finishing it. It does, like, that mentality does set in, and I'm starting to get a bit of that now. I'm on my final piece of coursework that is to be due on Tuesday, and I'm just not feeling it at all. I'm not in the mood to write it. I'm not in the mood just for it at all. But equally, you need to be concerned about it, because you need to get it done. What I would say would just be, again, it's like the same thing with staying motivated. I would just say to remind yourself of what the long-term goal is, even though, you know, even though right now this is a short-term thing and it's very annoying. I mean, exams are very annoying anyway, they're very stressful, but you've got to think that in the long term, they are going to get you somewhere. That's probably why you're doing an exam, because you want something at the end of it. I would just keep that in mind when you sort of lose motivation generally, but also when you stop caring about exams. It's always about your long-term goals. Okay, that just about rounds up today's video. If you're currently in exam season like me, then I'm right here with you. You know, you can do this. The light is at the end of the tunnel. It's not gonna last forever. You got this. I'm here with you every step of the way. Come on, we can do this. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you would like a notification every time I upload a new video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, then my handle is @ella.houghton. Follow me on there for all the most up-to-date information on what is going on in my life, and follow me on TikTok. My handle is @ella.houghton, and the last O is a 0. Comment down below your best tip for exam stress. I could always do with learning more tips for dealing with exam stress. You know, your gal still gets stressed. She can make a video about dealing with stress and still get stressed, you know. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!